What's up, guys?
Uh,
World's tallest midgets.
Back at it one more time.
I have my Snickers hair on point,
In,
but
in case you guys haven't noticed, he does got a new do.
yeah. So we came to watch the new Transformers movies, Rise of the Beasts.
Or Transformers Rise of Brooklyn, because there's a there's gonna be a reason. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Bro,
Just
yeah,
go.
we came after the gym because it had come out today, Thursday, and this is a movie where none of us were excited for. There's been so many Transformers movies, but we were still down to see it. In my case, the first Michael Bay movies that came out, that was the prime age for me as a kid, where I loved Transformers. I always had the little figures, the toys. I would watch the movie so many times. Every time there was a new one, I'd go to theaters, my parents to watch it. So I always have a soft spot for Transformers, like most kids out there. And this one I wasn't super excited for. I had seen some, not reviews, but comments about it, and I knew going in it wasn't a good movie. I didn't see any praise for it. I saw at most lackluster, critics about it. But we came, to a 3 p.m. showing. It was maybe 30% full. But even like that, there was no one cheering, laughing, clapping. Like, there was no reaction. But
Couple
but
laughs
yeah.
here and there, but not that much.
So basically the plot of the movie, to keep it simple, we're gonna do spoilers just because it makes it easier, because we always spoil it either way. Basically, the humans have to help the Autobots find the key. There's always a freaking key in these movies, and the key is
or
split in
something to
half.
chase,
Yeah.
something to find.
The key is split in half, and you see that the main character Noah comes across Mirage, who's the Porsche 911, and he meets Optimus Prime and all the other Autobots, which I can't even remember their name. Bumblebee, and then the motorcycle girl.
Yeah, I don't know. I forgot the name of the motorcycle.
They said it, but I forgot her name.
Yeah.
So basically, they need Noah's help to break into the museum and get the key, which they need to get back to Cybertron. And so we'll start off, in the beginning. The first 30-40 minutes, I know Martin said, it's just almost
the
all
first
humans.
40 minutes is just human interaction.
Human.
You don't get much of the Autobots or the Primals, like nothing. It was just a drag.
Was Noah's family in Brooklyn. His little brother is sick, like his hands. He has like sickle cell syndrome, something like that. His mom needs his help for money, and he feels he doesn't get a job interview because of his experience in the military, because he wasn't reliable. And it's just so much about the humans. There's this other girl, I can't remember her name, but she's an intern at a museum, and she's she's fascinated with ancient history, and she finds this artifact, which turns out to be like the key, but it's like in a little eagle
Yeah,
statue.
it's like on a statue. Yeah.
Yeah, so basically they all team up in the beginning to try to find the key. And again, it's they always need humans in these movies, which I get to some extent, but out of all the Transformers movies I've seen, this one had the most amount of humans, maybe besides Bumblebee, but
like the most amount of human interaction, and it was just
it
way
wasn't good.
overdone.
It did not work.
Not good. Horrible dialogues. Like,
Yeah.
dude, legit, the dialogue that they had in this movie, like every time the human spoke, it legit felt like an early 2000s movie.
No, this felt like an 80s movie. It takes place in 1991 or 92. And it feels like it took place, like it was made in that year. If this was like the first action movie made, then maybe it would be better.
Horrible.
But the writing, the dialogue, the acting, I can't say is bad, because the actors did what they were told, what the script said. But man, there was a lot of humor, I guess, but it wasn't funny. There was 2 jokes we laughed at, but
this movie, guys, I know that you guys remember that the critique, harsh critique of Thor: Love and Thunder, is that there was way too many jokes. This movie actually almost like topped it. It was like neck and neck. But the worst part is that actually Love and Thunder, even though there was a lot of jokes, I would say at least half of them landed, and it was way funnier. This one, nothing really landed with us. Like, me and JC probably laughed, chuckled, not laughed, chuckled. I laughed, chuckled twice. That's it.
Yeah.
Chuckled. I'm not even saying full laugh, just chuckled.
Yeah, and it's funny that you said about Love and Thunder, because I only remember those 2 jokes. I don't remember any other jokes or any other humor in this movie.
But they were constantly trying to be funny. Horrible.
Yeah, and this movie, obviously the best parts are the fights. There's, a scene, not early on, maybe like 25 minutes in, there's an action scene where you see Optimus and the other Autobots fighting the Scourge or Scrudge. and they're not Decepticons. What were they?
No, they weren't
There's
Decepticons.
something
no,
cons.
There's something else. Like,
I already forgot. You see, I'm not a real Transformers
yeah, it
fan.
was really hard to remember this movie.
I'm a fake fan, I guess, but yeah. So you see that beginning fight, and obviously it's cool. You know, always seeing Transformers fight. It's hard to make that boring, but after that, it's maybe like 30 minutes into the next action scene. After that,
bro.
Yeah.
Every time we had an action scene, like how JC just said, bro, it would take way long before we get back to another one. It was horrible.
Yeah, and basically they had to rely on the humans to help them, to make them useful. So they used Noah and the other girl, I can't remember her name, but she's basically the geography and the history whiz. So she knows, because of her notes and because of her research, that the second half of the key they need, which the Scourge doesn't have, is in Peru. So they get this big like Autobot plane to take them to Peru, and once they're there, they meet the primals, no, the animal robots.
Yeah,
I forget what they're called. It was like something with like an X, the whatever.
Yeah.
They meet the animal transformers, which are from a different planet somehow, and you know, basically they team up. They find the second half of the key, and it's just, man, it's just they learn the meaning of the humans. You know, in the beginning, Optimus Prime isn't really like pro-human. He just cares about getting back home. He just cares about his own, you know, his own family, his own Autobots.
Protect his own planet.
But by the end, you know, Primal basically teaches him the importance of humans and why they should protect them. And again, like, the humans were just, you know that they just didn't want them off the side. They got like almost every task. They had to get the keys. They had to, you know, do the
and it's crazy because it's crazy because before we did this video, me and JC were talking about how legit is every movie. Like, it's like they make the Autobots so dumb and like they're useless. Like, they can't legit, they have to use the humans for everything. And it's
and the
so
first one
annoying
was the Allspark, I think, the first Michael Bay movie. The second one was the like Cube of Destiny. I don't know what it was.
It was like a bunch of stuff.
The third one was that the Dark Side of the Moon? I don't remember, but I think one was like a sword. One was there was always something. There was always a thing.
Something that you gotta find.
They need to retrieve. If not, the world is over. The Decepticons take over. They steal everyone's stuff. They kill everyone on the planet. And there's always something. And this movie legit ripped off the Allspark, where, I mean, it wasn't the Allspark, but basically it can summon Omnicron. Is that what he was? No, that's the COVID variant, not Omnicron.
Unicron or something.
Unicron. I said Omnicron.
It's
They're gonna summon COVID.
Oh my god. This is legit the new variant of COVID.
They're gonna summon Omnicron.
Oh my god.
Unicron. Okay, it's a unicorn.
Omnicron.
They're gonna summon Omnicron.
They're gonna summon the new COVID. The Autobots are not immune.
But
yeah.
Yeah, and again, again, I feel like we're just bantering because this movie was just very forgettable. The best part to us, I think we both agree, the best character was Primal, Optimus Primal.
Yeah,
he was just
I love them.
a beast, literally. The gorilla.
Yeah.
You know, he seemed like the best leader, him and Optimus. But I feel like he was more of an interesting character than Optimus here. He was
yeah, I agree
just
with
like
that.
You know, his speeches, basically, his beliefs, how he fought, what he fought for.
Yeah, because Optimus Prime in this movie, funny enough, he was actually
he's a downer.
Yeah, very negative, like a negative Nancy.
Up until the end, where they find the second key, he kind of realizes
his hope is restored.
Yeah, and it's because Primal basically like knocks some sense into him, which I could see because they were stuck for years and they're basically hiding. So only Bumblebee and Mirage had interacted with humans. But yeah, so Primal for sure was like my favorite character.
Same.
He was dope. If I was a little kid, I would go to Walmart and ask for like a little figure of him.
Legit, I would buy his figure, yeah. And every time they had a fight to him, he was just smashing stuff like Donkey Kong. Like, it was crazy. I loved it. But yeah, he was a beast, yeah. And honestly, guys, like, the best part, I think JC would agree too, is honestly the ending fight or whatever. Because legit, like, and I was telling JC, it was so funny because as soon as the fight started, it started with Optimus Prime and Optimus Primal doing like this little speech together. You know, for the Autobots to roll out and the Primals to roll out. And legit, I told JC, bro, they legit ripped off Endgame. Like, it was so crazy.
Autobots roll out, and then Primal says, damn, I forget the name. Like,
whatever their names are, the animal
bots.
The animal bots.
So that I know it's a Transformers like That's a Transformers line they always say.
Yeah.
But the way you see the two armies, they're like
Yeah, then
far
they come-
apart, and they're like charging at each other.
And there's like a huge ship type of thing.
And even the final fight, which the action scenes were the best part. The final fight, I wasn't at the edge of my seat. I wasn't really
me
that
neither.
excited because you know that they're gonna save the day. Earth is not gonna be consumed by Omnicron or Unicron. And honestly,
and that's when they introduce the new Mega Man. I mean the new I guess like
Oh, yeah.
fusion of
so
like
yeah,
the human
Mirage and Noah.
and Noah they
He
become
basically
one.
he basically gets like a Mega Man suit, and he's like stronger than a human, but not as strong as an Autobot. but
It's funny because like the movie
he's
was
like Iron Man.
Yeah, it's funny because they kind of were like throughout the movie. I didn't notice it until the movie was over that they were always hinting at that they were one. They were becoming one. They were
Yeah.
inside each other. Like
That
I
was
guess
the
they were-
joke that we laughed
Yeah,
at.
there was
Yeah.
that one. Yeah. So
Yeah.
like there was legit. I guess they were kind of always like a foreshadowing that this was gonna happen. That they're gonna become one, and it does happen.
Yeah, and again, there is a scene I forgot to mention early on where Bumblebee dies, quote unquote, which they've done that in the other movie too, where someone dies and then
But they do the Marvel
he's
thing.
he's brought back
They
with
do the Marvel thing.
with Energon, I think,
Yeah.
with the
the energy that comes from the
yeah,
Autobots or
yeah,
whatever.
he's brought back with that, and again, that was done in the Michael Bay movies, so I saw that coming. And again, like Optimus Prime is basically sacrificing himself, but
But you
he
knew he wasn't
doesn't
gonna die. You
So
knew it wasn't gonna die. I
even
knew it wasn't gonna happen.
Mirage sacrifices himself. I feel like Mirage was the most noble because he did protect Noah. He was like keeping his promise to the little brother.
But he doesn't die really because
yeah, he comes back at the end.
Yeah. So
So I guess he did die. He was like the most believable death, but I guess since they're robots, they can be put together. But yeah, there was really no like stakes. I wasn't really
Yeah,
like
at all.
worried. It's not like Endgame. I mean, where you're worried because you feel someone's gonna die. In this movie,
yeah, there
I
was
didn't
no
care about
stakes.
anyone, and I wasn't really like convinced that they were gonna do something that daring or that crazy. Something else you want to talk about the little brother? The little brother was the best character, right?
Bro. Okay, so for those of you that watch Fast X, me and JC said it right off rip. We were like, bro, this child actor
Little
is
B.
horrible.
Little B,
Little B.
Little Bill.
And we found another child actor that was able to rival him. Now, granted, I believe this child actor did the best he could what was given to him. But the dialogue and the speeches and the
they
little
made him so
they
corny.
made him the big brother of the movie.
They
And-
made him like a little alpha. Like
Yeah.
no kid his age, unless he's like homeless and like brought up like he has his own kids, is gonna act the way this kid does.
And there's a line that he does, like when it's like between him and Mirage, that he tries to I don't want to say a line because I don't want to spoil that because I want you guys to feel it. I kid you not, I did the biggest eye roll. I'm like,
Yeah, basically, like I mean, it's not like I'll kind of say it, but he basically is like trying to threaten Mirage,
Yeah,
in like a
basically.
friendly way,
trying to
And-
say like, oh, don't let anything happen to my brother because now I'm coming after you. But it was
Yeah.
the delivery was like,
It would be like funny if it was like a cute way. If it was like a little kid, he's
Yeah,
like,
if it was
yeah,
cute.
protect my brother, but you see that he's trying to be hard.
like he's trying to be hard and so tough. It's
and
like,
there's this part
oh
where
my
Noah,
God.
they're in the fight, and he's like, "I can't do it, bro. I'm sorry, we lost." And then his little brother's giving him a pep speech.
A pep talk.
But pep talk.
speech.
I'm like, this movie.
Yeah, it was a
destroyed my
motivational
mind.
speech. Yeah.
yeah, and it's just again nothing against the actor because he's a kid.
He's a kid.
But just the lines they gave him were so cringy that they were. I'm sure the writers were like, "Oh, this is so alpha." This
Yeah,
little kid
everybody
is
was
so,
like, ooh, the
so dope.
theater's gonna go wild after
But
this one.
I don't know. Every time that little kid spoke, I was like, just
I
send him
rolled
back to
my
the
eyes
hospital.
so- yes.
Send him back to the urgent. Put him in the lobby for the urgent care, like
Yeah.
where he should be.
And it's yeah, like legit, like oh, man, guys, this movie was just the same of the same, like more of the same.
Yeah.
It was nothing groundbreaking, and I was telling JC, I thought because they're gonna bring the primals or like whatever you call the animal robots, I thought it was gonna actually be like stylistically a better movie, but it's just the same of the same old.
Yeah, the only reason I had some hopes was because it's the same. I'm not sure if it's the same director, but the same people that made Bumblebee, which for me was one of the best Transformers movies for everyone. It was really good.
For me,
Yeah.
again, I'm just speaking for myself. I still think Bumblebee is the best Transformers, head and above. Well, no, okay, I'm gonna say head and above shoulders, but I would say it's
Besides
up
the
there.
first two. Besides the first two
I
Michael
would
Bay
say it's
ones.
top 2, top 3, and
Yeah.
that movie actually had a great balance of the Autobots or the Transformers and the humans,
Yeah.
their interactions.
And that one reason which I told them I believe was good because they kept it very Spawn and local, so it's just one girl and then like her friend and Bumblebee and I get 2 Decepticons, but that's it. They don't. It's not like the world is at stake. It's not like they're
Had a lot of heart in it.
Yeah, it was very.
That movie had a lot of heart.
Very like short and sweet, or very just simple plot, straight to the point. They didn't try to say that, oh my god, the Earth is gonna blow up if they don't do this. I mean, there were stakes in Bumblebee because they were trying to call the Decepticons, but still, you could tell that they weren't trying to go super extra. They just wanted to make the simple local story, and it was really good. But this movie is just, oh my god, if we fail, like the Earth is gonna get eaten like a cookie, like Omnicron is gonna destroy the whole Earth, and they just do way too much. They go to Brooklyn, they go to Peru, they're in the tunnels, in the jungle. There's just so much that happens, and
yo, I don't know what it is about New Yorkers, bro. They are the most prideful, the most proud, like, Americans, and I understand why. I knew New York is like a big deal, but the amount of times they spoke about Brooklyn and New York in this movie, I was telling JC, everything had to be about Brooklyn. I told JC, bro, this movie should have just been called Rise of Brooklyn, because legit, like this legit
Rise
was
of Brooklyn.
Yeah, the amount of times they kept mentioning New York and specifically Brooklyn, like
every time there was like a small victory or they beat one of the robots, Noah would be like, yeah, Brooklyn.
And then like when this girl, we already forgot her name again.
Geography girl, the intern.
The one that at the end they show her, she becomes a success. Yeah. And then like then the main character Noah tells her, way to go Brooklyn. Like, it's so corny.
It should have been like, way to go West Kendall.
West Kendall.
Way to go Alapata.
So I just want to, all right, so that's pretty much the story. So I guess we should go into ratings. So JC, out of 10, what would you rate this? And if you had to put it in a category of all the Transformers, would you put it in the bottom, in the middle, or in the top?
Yeah, that is tough, because watching this movie, it's not like some movies where right off the bat I have a rating, because I was in a good mood going into this. I didn't have high hopes, but I was like, okay, I want to see some robots fight. So I didn't like hate it as much as Martin, because Martin was almost miserable. I didn't leave like that. I didn't come out with like my head down. I was like, that was really dumb, and it was like a dumb movie. But I'm not like, I'm not like in depression after leaving it. But rating it, it's tough. I gotta say, like, no, for sure not higher than a 5 or a 6. But I'm thinking, like, for now, damn, I'll say like a 5. I'm feeling like a 5 out of 10.
Bro, I told you, this to me is a 4 out of 10. This movie,
I was about to say 4, but Primal kept coming into my mind.
I know,
with like a sad face, and I'm like, I can't let Primal down.
I can't let him.
He was too good of a character.
I gotta give him but I just told JC, I'm like, dude, honestly, and if I had to put in a ranking of all the Transformers, because there's a lot of movies, I'll put this in the bottom 3. Like, this was just so bad. Like,
so let's name it like the Michael Bay ones. The first one was good. I mean, it wasn't perfect, but I really enjoyed it. The second one too was the I think Dark Side of the Moon.
Yeah.
That one I enjoyed as well. Those two I think are better than this one.
Definitely, by far.
Michael Bay, there's 5 movies in total. The ones with Mark Wahlberg, I still think those were bad too. But I was saying, JC, I actually like Mark Wahlberg as a lead better than this guy. Whoever this guy is, name it. Yes, and his lines were bad, but this guy's lines were just so frustrating to hear out of his mouth. I think I prefer this movie over the Mark Wahlberg, because I'm remembering the Mark Wahlberg movies, and like his daughter was dating this guy who was older, and they have a line in those movies about like underage dating, about it being illegal, and again, those movies were way too cringy, so I can't.
They were
in my right mind.
But the reason why is because I know it sounds so stupid because CGI, but I feel like Mark Wahlberg had better chemistry with these robots than this guy did. I did not believe the relationship between Mirage and Noah. I just didn't believe it. It's because it's Pete Davidson. Pete Davidson, that's true. His voice was a little too.
Like, if I would rank the movies, I would say that the first Transformers, maybe it's because of nostalgia, I just really enjoyed it.
I
have fond memories of it. Then I think the second one close to Bumblebee for the second place. So the second movie in Bumblebee, and then I would put I think this movie, or maybe this one of the original sequels, and then the Mark Wahlberg one's in last place.
Yeah. For me, I only have two rankings. The first place, how it was a tie for me, Bumblebee and Part 1, and then 2 would be Part 2. There's nothing after that. Everything else is trash. We can just throw it away.
Garbage disposal.
Everything is garbage disposal. So to me, I only have top 2. That's it.
Yeah.
Which the first one, like I said, is a tie between
Honestly,
Bumblebee
I feel
and Part
like
1.
even for the kids that come to see this movie, they're not gonna enjoy it as much as the Michael Bay ones,
No
because
way.
the Michael Bay ones was, it looked
And
almost
stylistically,
cooler.
stylistically,
Yeah.
like Michael Bay's touch on these movies actually matters. Not that we look at
Yeah.
these last ones.
A lot of the CGI in those movies were better than
Yeah,
this one.
I thought it
The-
was just
the
me.
CGI
I thought it was
wa-
just me that thought that.
For the
I
most
felt
part,
the same way.
The CGI for the cars is good, but the one that was horrible was Noah in the Iron Man suit.
Yeah,
it looked corny. It looked like one of those
and
like,
the CGI was not good.
yeah. The cars look good, but yeah, the Michael Bay ones, I felt like if you bring kids or if a kid watches it, if you compare it, just them like with their small brains, like like a little 5-year-old, they're gonna enjoy the Michael Bay ones more, because this one, it was just way too many humans, way too many humans, too focused on humans. The villain Omnicron, Unicron, he wasn't like Megatron where he was like a cool like villain. He was just a giant like robot planet ball thing. So
That was
I
consuming
could
her.
see kids liking this movie a lot less than the original ones, and adults too. So I could see this movie like bombing. I don't see
No, yeah,
it.
this
I don't
movie's
see it making
bombing.
their money back.
No, whatever money they invested, they're losing double of it, because there's no
Yeah.
way. I just don't see this movie like making money like that, especially with Spider-Man still being out. There's no way. There's
Yeah,
no
they should have
way.
waited like until there was no movie.
Especially Spider-Man. Like,
Yeah, they should have waited.
Man, they should have
this is
waited a whole
week
month.
after Spider-Man. They should have waited until Oppenheimer came
I was
out.
just gonna
and
say
Barbie came out,
Oppenheimer.
and wait 2 weeks after that.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what else is coming out. But
I was just gonna say
they picked a horrible time to release
Horrible.
this.
I was just gonna say they should have waited after Oppenheimer, because Oppenheimer's gonna have all the Chris Nolan fans. So
Yeah.
so I don't know who the hell's gonna choose Transformers over the Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
Again, guys, this is not. Look, I was telling JC that, like, honestly, if you guys want to see this, even Transformers fans, I would honestly just say wait till it gets to streaming services.
Wait till it's in the Walmart bin, the $5
For the
bin.
the $5 bin, with even it being like the director's cut and everything. But I don't know, guys. This is not a must see. Do not go running the first weekend. Like, if you still do want to watch it, I'll say just wait. Let people
Yeah, the reason we watch it is because we have the Regal Pass. So
yeah, we got it for like 50
basically,
cents.
yeah, we paid like a 50-cent surcharge for every movie. If not, I would not have paid the $15
Nope.
or whatever
Nope.
it is.
No.
We came to a 3 p.m. showing, opening night. But yeah, like if we had to pay for the tickets, for sure, don't come to this movie.
No way. Yeah. So, guys, that's been our rating again. JC gave it a 5. I gave it a 4. I really did not like it. I almost borderline hated it. JC, I agree with him that there's parts of it that are redeemable, but to me, the humans killed it for me.
Yeah,
honestly, a
legit.
lot. But yeah,
But yeah, that was our review. So this has been the World's Tallest Midgets signing out.
peace.
Hasta luego.